Good morning, and I hope you're feeling good this fine morning. Well done. This is the final video in the series, and this really represents the sort of culmination of that journey which we've taken together, where we've really been digging into defining what our creativity is, and then in many ways understanding how to embrace that creativity again. And I really hope that you found this insightful and useful and enlightening. And I know that I've certainly learned a few things along this process of doing this with you as well. So thank you. So in this last section, whether this is your weekend or your time out, I really want us to think about all of the things which we've been considering, and to take the time, to take a little bit of time out now and then, just to kind of ponder and really allow that information and some of those thought processes to kind of sink in, because there's a lot of information there, and a lot of it's very deep. We're talking about something which is a deep, in some cases, spirited, and I would say profound superpower that is within us. And that's not an easy thing to contemplate sometimes, especially when we're kind of busy and rushing around. But the point of this series as well is to really draw attention to the things that we don't often get the time to consider. And us being creatives, our creativity is really one of the most fundamental and important things to our, I would say, healthy existence. So as this last installment, the thoughts are really to bring everything which we've travelled through over the last couple of weeks, and to start thinking about the way that we embrace things and the way that we've defined things in the mode of like a deep embodiment. And in the same way that we spoke about and discussed the idea of the creative spirit, and just defining the creative spirit as it is a deep and embodied feeling. It's the sort of culmination of our impulses and instincts. It's that deep feeling within us to create. And if we can kind of recenter on that deep feeling and think about our creativity as a very much embodied part of what makes us, it's deep kind of inside here. In many ways it can't really be controlled. It's really just the sort of makeup of you as the creative being. And so when we're thinking about all of these subjects, whether it's how we perceive depression, whether it's how we deal and interact with comforts, and how we deal with discomfort, how we deal with the kind of noise of life, inspiration, expression, and all of those kind of various facets of being a creative, we can start to kind of feel that it is a deep and embodied power that's really going to help you to kind of bring all of those things together as that superpower that's within you. There's not really much more to say on that, other than to return back to the fact that we're really living in an exceptionally busy time where it's very difficult very often for us to get permission to take the time to contemplate and think about things with a kind of depth which is sometimes necessary to get the full feeling of things. So my kind of closing thought to us really is that as you kind of move forward, and as we progress as creatives, one of the biggest takeaways here is the importance of taking time to think and to contemplate and to allow sometimes our kind of instincts and impulses to guide us, to not be disrupted and derailed by the noise of the outside world. As we kind of mentioned in this last segment, the creative is very susceptible to it's very sensitive to some of the disruptive forces that we live in. We can be extremely sensitive to what's going on more than most other people. So it's important that we look after ourselves, take the time to give that magic which is in us space to breathe, space to express itself, give it permission to ebb and flow as it needs to and as it wants to, and to allow that sort of creativity to just do its thing, to explore where it wants to go. And that's really the nub of allowing yourself as a creative to exist and to really respond to those signals. I really hope you found this useful. I really hope that you can kind of keep coming back to some of these thoughts and you can take those with you on the journey and keep reminding yourself about some of the important elements that we need to remain focused on sometimes. And please return to the videos as often as you need to the material as often as you need to. And the last thing I'd say is keep in touch. Okay, take care and thank you.